Who is Molag Bal? Why do mortals whisper his name in terror, while vampires sing his praises in the dead of night? What dark gift did he bestow upon the world that turned the natural order of life and death into a mockery of its former self? Sit a while, traveler, and steel yourself for corruption. Tonight we descend into the realm of domination itself to uncover the brutal truth of Tamriel's most tyrannical Daedric prince, the King of Domination, the father of vampires, the harvester of souls himself. In the vast pantheon of Daedric princes that inhabit the world of Tamriel, few inspire as much dread and revulsion as Molag Bal. Where other princes might seduce with promises of power or knowledge, Molag Bal simply takes what he wants. He doesn't ask for worship. He demands submission. He doesn't offer gifts. He inflicts curses disguised as blessings. Today we're diving deep into the annals of history surrounding one of Tamriel's most malevolent entities, exploring his origins, his realm of Cold Harbor, and his lasting impact on the world of mortals. From his role in creating the first vampire to his appearance across the ages, Molag Bal's influence stretches across millennia of Tamrielic history like a plague that refuses to die. The Daedric princes exist as quasi-divine beings, each ruling over specific spheres of influence. While some, like Azura, might occasionally show benevolence towards mortals, Molag Bal represents the absolute worst of Daedric nature. His very existence serves as a reminder that power without restraint inevitably leads to corruption and something quite like suffering. And that some beings delight in both. Molag Bal's primary sphere encompasses domination, enslavement, and the corruption of mortals. Unlike other Daedric princes who might seek worship or reverence, Molag Bal desires absolute control over his subjects. His followers don't serve him out of love or respect. They serve because their will has been broken and remade in his image. The prince's methods are as varied as they are cruel. He delights in turning mortals against their own nature, corrupting the pure and enslaving the free. Where other princes might offer power in exchange for service, Molag Bal simply takes, leaving his victims fundamentally chained and eternally bound to his will. Across the ages, Molag Bal has appeared in various forms, but certain characteristics remain constant. Typically, he could be seen as a massive, brutish figure with blue-gray skin, prominent horns, but sometimes his appearances are more human-like, others a towering, monstrous presence. In Skyrim, his shrine depicts him as a muscular humanoid figure, wielding his signature mace. These varied appearances reflect different aspects of his nature. Sometimes the cunning manipulator, other times the brute force of absolute domination. One of Molag Bal's significant titles, Harvester of Souls, reflects his obsession with collecting and corrupting mortal souls. Unlike other Daedric princes who might claim souls through bargain or worship, Molag Bal actively seeks to steal them through corruption and force. His realm of Cold Harbor serves as both prison and processing center for these stolen souls. Here they are subjected to endless torment, designed not just to punish, but to fundamentally alter their nature. The goal isn't simply punishment. It's complete reconstruction of the soul's essence to serve Molag Bal's will. Cold Harbor stands as perhaps the most thoroughly explored Daedric realm amongst scholars. Described as a twisted reflection of Nirn, Cold Harbor takes a familiar, if not curious, twist to landscapes and corrupts them into nightmarish parodies of our world. The realm features dark, ash-covered plains, punctuated by massive structures of black stone and twisted metal. Rivers run with liquid that might once have been water, but now resemble something far more sinister. The sky burns with false stars that provide no warmth, only a constant reminder of the realm's artificial nature. The architecture throughout Cold Harbor reflects Molag Bal's obsession with domination and control. Massive fortresses rise from corrupted landscape, design clearly intended to inspire fear and demonstrate absolute power. Every structure serves a purpose in the prince's grand design of soul harvesting and corruption. Cold Harbor operates as a vast factory for processing mortal souls. Those who fall under Molag Bal's influence find themselves transported to this realm upon death, where they undergo systematic corruption, designed to strip away their individual will and remake them as extensions of the prince's consciousness. The process varies depending on the soul's original nature and intended purpose. Some of the transformed are turned into mindless laborers. Others become soldiers in Molag Bal's armies, and a select few are preserved as trophies of particularly satisfying conquests. The common thread is the complete obliteration of free will and individual identity. The origin of vampirism in Tamriel's lore directly traces back to Molag Bal's corruption of an Eddic woman named Lamai Belthag. According to legend, she was a priestess of Arkay who caught the attention of the Daedric prince. Rather than simply killing her, Molag Bal chose to corrupt her very nature, creating something that would serve both as punishment and tool. The transformation wasn't simply physical. It represented a complete perversion of natural order, where Arche governed the proper cycle of life and death. Molag Bal created something that existed outside this cycle, neither truly alive nor properly dead. This act of creation served multiple purposes. It struck directly at a rival divine power, while creating a new means of spreading corruption throughout the mortal world. Lamai's transformation established the template for all future vampirism. The process involves not just death and resurrection, but fundamental alterations of the soul itself. Each vampire carries within them a fragment of Molag Bal's corrupting influence, making them unwitting agents of his will, even when they believe themselves free. From Lamai's initial transformation arose various bloodlines of vampires, each adapted to different regions and cultures across Tamriel. The Volkihar clan of Skyrim, the vampire lords of Cyrodiil, and the numerous strains found throughout the continent all trace their origins back to this first corruption. Each bloodline developed distinct characteristics based on the local population and environmental factors, but all share core traits: the need to feed on mortal life force, vulnerability to divine power, particularly that of Arche, and an innate connection to Molag Bal himself. This connection often manifests subconsciously, with vampires finding themselves drawn to acts of domination and corruption without fully understanding why. The spread of vampirism serves Molag Bal's long-term goals perfectly. Each new vampire represents another agent of corruption in the mortal world, capable of creating more vampires and spreading the prince's influence without direct intervention. A self-sustaining system of corruption that has persisted for thousands of years. Not all vampires, though, are created equal in Molag Bal's design. The most powerful of vampire lords, beings granted additional power directly from the prince himself. These entities possess abilities beyond far normal vampires, including the capacity to assume monstrous forms and command lesser undead. The hierarchy serves both practical and psychological purposes. It provides clear structure within vampiric society, while ensuring the ultimate authority always traces back to Molag Bal. Even the most powerful vampire lord remains fundamentally dependent on the prince's continued favor, creating a system of absolute loyalty born from necessity rather than choice. In Morrowind, Molag Bal occupies a significant place in Dunmer religious traditions as one of the four corners of the House of Troubles. The four Daedric princes specifically warned against in tribunal doctrine. This cultural context provides deeper insight into how mortals view and interact with Daedric influence. The Dunmer understanding of Molag Bal emphasizes his role as a corrupter of virtue and enslaver of the free. Their warnings weren't simply about avoiding his shrine or refusing his quests, but about recognizing the subtle ways his influence could manifest in daily life. The cultural wisdom reflected centuries of experience dealing with Daedric corruption. The Mace of Molag Bal stands as the prince's most recognizable artifact, appearing across the ages with consistent, soul-trapping abilities. The weapon embodies its creator's philosophy. It doesn't simply kill enemies, but captures their very essence for the wielder's use. Beyond its practical applications, the mace serves as a symbol of Molag Bal's approach to power. Rather than destruction for its own sake, the weapon represents domination and utilization of defeated foes. Each soul trapped within its enchantment becomes another resource in the wielder's arsenal, reflecting the prince's view of other beings as tools to be used, rather than individuals to be respected. Throughout Tamriel's history, various cults and individuals have willingly served Molag Bal, drawn by promises of power or simple submission to his overwhelming will. These followers often establish shrines and conduct rituals designed to please their master and expand his influence. However, unlike worshippers of other Daedric princes, Molag Bal's followers rarely maintain their service through genuine devotion. Instead, they're typically bound by fear, corruption, or magical compulsion. This distinction highlights the fundamental difference between this prince and other Daedric entities. He doesn't seek worship, only submission. Molag Bal's influence extends far beyond direct worship or even vampirism. His very existence serves as a reminder of the potential for corruption within all beings. The concept of absolute domination and the loss of free will is something that resonates throughout the ages, influencing everything from political systems to personal relationships. He is a prince represented and most thoroughly explored in Tamriel, but he is a corruption that can never seem to be stamped out. A constant struggle between order and chaos, the price of power and the importance of the individual. His creation of vampirism alone influenced countless societies and peoples throughout the ages. Understanding Molag Bal provides crucial insight into Tamriel's cosmology and the ongoing conflict between forces of order and chaos. But even to this day, his influence continues to shape both individuals and empire. Guard yourself, traveler, for the potential for corruption exists inside each and every one of us. Have we erred in our story, traveler? A mistake in our archives? Correct us in the comments down below. Like, comment, and subscribe for more stories from Tamriel. Until next time, traveler, sleep well.